Hey, just came back. I'm waiting on some people to join the live before I get started. Give it a few minutes. Today was one of those days. Really was one of those days. I mean, this evening rather. My days are always good. They're wonderful. But I want to talk about the young lady that was murdered on Sunday by her boyfriend, husband. I don't know which one he was, but I just came back from the vigil that they had for her, and it was sad in a way, but she's in a better place, because if he was abusing her, ongoing abusing her, then she's definitely in a better place. You don't have to worry about him putting hands on her anymore. So I'm getting ready to get started. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Mine was great. I enjoy my weekends. I enjoy every day, as a matter of fact. But I wanted to touch on a subject about the young lady. Her name is Winter. Oh my goodness, I can't even talk right now because I'm kind of like thinking about her right now. But her name is Winter Straw. She was murdered by the hands of her boyfriend or husband. I don't know which one he was, on this past Sunday. He shot her, and she managed to get out of the apartment and ended up into the parking lot of where they lived. And so he barricaded himself in the apartment for about 3 hours. The police, Richland County, here in Columbia, South Carolina, was trying to get him to come out. They had all kind of negotiators and people trying to get him to turn himself in, but he didn't want to do that. So it was a standoff. He barricaded himself in the apartment. After he done killed the girl, you know, she managed to get out the door and died right there in the parking lot. So he ended up shooting himself in the chest. Now, that's a coward anyway, because if you really wanted to kill yourself, you would have shot yourself in the head. That was just stupid, because you shot yourself in the chest. You're gonna suffer, because that's what you did, and you needed to suffer from what you did. But anyway, he ended up dying today after, you know, shooting himself in the upper body. That's how he was able to get, they got him out of the apartment by him shooting himself. But like I said, I just feel really bad for that young lady. And that's for anybody that's watching this live or will watch my video later on. If you're in a relationship, man or woman, because we're going to talk about another incident later on where a woman killed her husband. Okay, we're going to talk about that after I'm finished with this. But anyway, if you're in an abusive relationship, tell somebody. Leave if you can. Get a gun. Get a gun to let that person know that you're not scared of them, because that's why they keep bothering you, because they know you're not going to do anything, and they're going to keep abusing you. Get a gun and let that person know, I got a gun. And I bet you, I guarantee you 100%, he will not or she will not mess with you again, because they're scared that you're going to shoot them. They only mess with you because they think you're scared. But you need to get out of that relationship. You really do, because these killings are senseless. And I know it's hard, because I was in that abusive relationship. I was, and it was hard because I kept going back. The abuser knows how to play on your mind. What they will do is, after they abuse you, whether it's mental or physical, then they'll be like, I'm sorry, I love you, I didn't mean to do it, it will never happen again. And we fall for that, because deep down we know it's some good in them. We know it is, and it is some good in them. but they have problems, mental problems. That's what it is, because the same person will not treat you like abuse you, because that's not love. A person abusing you, if you're looking at this video right now and you're in a relationship, that's not love, that's obsession. They are obsessed with you. You need to get out. Some kind of way, get out, especially if you got kids. If you got small kids and they're looking at you being spat on, beat on, cursed out, liquor poured on your head, beer poured on your head, slapped down. Your kids are seeing this. Don't you love your children? Love your kids enough to say enough is enough, because I guarantee you that child will grow up. I'm telling you right now, they will grow up with some anger in them, and it's a chance that they can abuse their other significant other as well. So I'm just, like I said, it's just, I'm getting all of this off my heart. I'm very passionate about domestic violence, but after what happened to that young lady Winter, and I went to the vigil, that just did it for me. Like, I have to really voice my opinion on what needs to be done, because I mean, I know it's a lot of guys that's watching the videos also that you put hands on your woman, and it's a lot of women that watch my video that put hands on their guys. Y'all need to stop that. Really, you need to stop it. For real, you need to stop it. But anyway, that was crazy. What happened to her, it was senseless. And her mother is in really good spirits. You know, she really talk like, you know, and that's what it's supposed to be when somebody passed on. You know, we're human. You know, you may want to cry and be upset about the situation, but from a spiritual point of view, I'm very spiritual. You're just happy that they're gone from this bad place, because, you know, if she was going through what I think she was going through, she's in a better place. You know, I just hate that it happened to her the way that it did. I really do. And then for the men to kill themselves, those are just cowards. Like, I just don't get it. Like, cowards. Really a coward. Yeah, so. But anyway, glad everybody is doing okay. That's on my live. I hadn't really seen who joined, because I'm passionate about what I'm talking about. So if you joined and I didn't shout you out, I'm sorry. So, and I do want to talk about, and I did say I was going to go live tonight at 7 o'clock, but I was at the vigil for the young lady. So, thank you, Faye. Yeah, I was at the vigil for Winter, so I wasn't able to go live, and I did schedule it on YouTube. I finally know how to go live on YouTube also. So anybody that's watching my video right now, y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, because I wanna grow my YouTube, because that's a platform that I want to speak on also about criminal domestic violence, because that is my platform. I can talk about anything else and laugh about and joke about anything else, but my main purpose of me being a content creator, I started out with my life story and my boyfriends, my drug dealer boyfriends and all that, then my crazy ex. This is my platform. It's domestic violence. That is my platform. And I've been hit up by a couple people in my DM letting me know that, you know, I'm doing a good job, and they didn't know that I was going through these things, and they kind of shared a little bit of what happened to them, but I'm not going to mention about what they told me, anything like that. But I'm just so grateful that you guys have gotten out of the relationship that you were in. If you were getting abused, cheated on, whatever it was, you know, I just don't like the idea of a man or a woman putting their hands on each other, and you got small kids that see this stuff. You know, like I said, I went through that. And hey, Dolores, I went through that, and I hate that my kids went through that. But again, they were small when they went through it, so I didn't take them through it up until their teenage years, like I know some people I do know personally are doing and have done. Y'all just need to wake up, because in the heat of passion, you can kill somebody and you don't mean to do it. You really can do that. You can kill somebody just by being mad at the time, because sometimes I've been to a point to where with my ex and what was going on with us, if I had a gun at the time or a knife or whatever, I could have stabbed him or shot him because I was just angry at the time. But I've never been a violent person. It's not in me to be violent. And with my ex, he never punched me. He never hit on me. He would grab me. Like he could grab my neck or grab my arm or something like that. Just grab, he used to like to grab me and I would try to get away. And by me doing that, sometimes it would get a mark on me or my neck or something. But he never punched me. He never hit me like that. He never did any of those things. And that's the God, heaven's truth. Now, like I said, he has grabbed me, grabbed me. He even had me in a headlock one time. And like I said, he spat on me before, poured liquor on my head, but he never punched me. He never blackened none of my eyes or none of that stuff. It was more the mental abuse that I went through, because I was scared of his voice and his demeanor, because he was real mean when he got drunk. He was loud. Like I said, he uncontrollable. You couldn't calm him down. Nobody could calm him down. Nobody. So that scared me when he acted like that. And he knew it scared me. And that's why he kept doing it to me like that. Then he would apologize. And then I would forgive him. Because like I said, when he wasn't drinking, he was good. Yeah, so if you're in that relationship that's going on with the physical abuse, mental abuse, woman or man, get out of it. Don't put your hands on each other. Now, I'm going to go to this other story about this young lady who, that's right, a man don't have no right to put his hands on no woman, and a woman don't have no right to put her hands on a man, because it goes both ways, Faye. Because the story I'm about to talk about now is a story, I don't know if you heard about it, it's out of Mississippi. It's this young lady that went live on Facebook, right? And so her husband and her were going through domestic problems. Like they had problems going on. They would put hands on each other. The police was involved a lot from what I understood. And she went live one day. This was, I think it was Saturday, this past Saturday. Her mother was at her house. And keep in mind, this was on Facebook Live. And so she was, the husband came in the house because she was complaining about the husband never do anything. He don't cook. He don't take care of the kids. And her mother was like, how she have to come over there and help out with the kids because the man won't be home. He'll rather be in the street with his friends and not want to be home with the family. So the wife was mad about that. And this was all live. This was a live video on Facebook. She kept egging and nagging with him, saying that, give me my keys. You ain't going nowhere. You make me sick. And he was trying to call his uncle to tell his uncle. His uncle was trying to let him know, get out of there, just leave. And so he was trying to leave because I don't think he wanted any problems, And like I said, she was the aggressor from what I was looking at. The woman was the aggressor. She kept pushing at him and poking at him. And then finally, she killed him live on Facebook. She shot him live on Facebook. I'm not lying. Live. She shot and killed the man live on Facebook. And her mother could not believe that she did that. So she want to claim that he was cheating on her with a guy. But I don't know any of what's going on with that part. But the evidence from what I saw, if I was on the jury, you're guilty. Because you shot him. We saw you being the aggressor. You was on Facebook being aggressive. Now, and you killed and shot the man. And to top it off, y'all, kids were right there and seen the incident. You could hear the kids in the background crying. And yeah, if you want to go to her Facebook, I don't know if the live has been deleted, but her name is Khadijah Brown. It's Khadijah Dejah Brown. That's her name. She killed her husband live on Facebook. Yes, she did. And that was just crazy. Yeah, she did that, Trita. She did that. And like I said, my platform is about criminal domestic violence because y'all know it's no shame in my game. I went through what I went through, and God let me stay here on this earth so I can share my story to try to help somebody. I don't care who it is. It could be somebody right now watching my live trying to figure out a way to get out of an abusive relationship and they don't know how to do it. I'm here to tell you it's ways you can do it. I know a restraining order, you can get that, but that's just a piece of paper. I've had so many restraining orders on my ex. That's just a piece of paper. And, you know, it's just awful the way that we stay in these relationships because we don't have resources as far as some women depend on the man because they don't have money to help themselves, so they have to stay. Some stay because they have kids and they can't make it because the man is the provider. Now, that right there, you know, is something that I did not have to go through because I always made my own money. Even though it was rough and I had hard times with my children, but when I left him, I made up in my mind he wasn't doing nothing for me anyway when we worked together. So with my mother's help and with my job and my well-being, I got up out of there. I said, bump that. My peace of mind, it was more important than being mentally abused. And so I would encourage you, man or woman, if you are scared of your significant other, there are plenty of resources out there that can help you. They have shelters. I mean, don't be embarrassed because why would you sit there in that relationship when you can get help? You can get help. You can get help. It may not be things that you want to do that will result in you becoming better and leaving the situation, like being in the shelter. But if you got kids, don't let your children go through that. Don't let your children go through that. My children saw all this stuff. My son used to go to school and he would act out in school. And I used to get calls every day from the teachers. You know, he doing this, he doing that. He got suspended. I had to go to teacher parent conferences, and it was because of me and what was going on at home. And I made up in my mind, like I said, it was so many times I went back to this man, but finally I left him. And my kids were in elementary school. You know, like I said, from the time they were born up until maybe 4th grade, something like that. 5th grade, I think 4th grade or something like that. That was the end. I didn't let them go through that anymore, but sometimes the damage is done, but I was able to mold my kids into a more loving environment. Hey, Ava, how you doing? Thank you, honey. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I was able to mold my kids into a loving environment. After that, it took a lot because my son, like I said, he needed the love that he did not get at home because he was so bad in school. And it wasn't because he had a behavioral problem. It was because he was acting out. And I used to be mean to him because he was bad in school. And the teachers used to call me and I used to take it out and be like, you need to do better. I used to whip him, take things from him, just all kind of stuff like that. But it was me, my doing, and his father's doing. So, like I said, after I left the man, I had to regroup and show the love to my kids. And both of my kids right now to this day, man, you couldn't ask for better kids. I'm telling you right now, they are wonderful adults. They really are. So it's chances that you can get out to any woman or man. And, not only am I talking about people that are being abusive, I'm talking about you being in a relationship with your significant other and all y'all do is argue and fuss every freaking day. you get on each other's nerves. Why you still together? For the kids? But your kids are looking at this. Okay, so you don't care about the kids. Okay, I see. But anyway, I'm just like trying to make it make sense. That's all, and why I'm saying what I'm saying. Well, but anyway, I just had to get all of that off my chest about that young lady today. It was just senseless, and I don't even know what she went through. I did and look at her Facebook page, and a lot of times we say things, and when you speak on things or you write something down and you make that come into existence. A couple things on her Facebook page I saw. She and like I said, my heart goes out to her. I'm not bashing her or anything like that, but we have to watch what we say, because we can make things come into existence. Because she was in a bad car accident last year, this young lady Winter. Last year in September, she was in a really bad car accident. It's on her Facebook page. She almost died. And so she was okay. And she, yes it is, Avril, yes it is. She was in the bad car accident, and she wrote something on her page. And like I said, you have to go and look at it yourself. I'm not going to repeat what it was, but you have to watch what you say. Then she had a TikTok, and the TikTok, what she said on a song, referenced death by her boyfriend, and that's how she died. You have to watch what you say. You really do have to watch what you say. I'm a firm believer of that. Whatever you put into the atmosphere is what you're going to get back. So if you are and I'm just trying to make this make sense. If you are a positive person and you're putting positive energy into the universe, you're going to get back positive results. If you are a negative person, you're going to get back negative energy. That's just known facts. So watch what you say and how you say it, because that will determine how your life will go from this point forward. So just be positive is all I'm trying to say. I don't like being around nobody that's negative. If you got negative energy and you always telling stories about what done happened to you and what happened to that person, and I'm tired of this, and just negative, stay away from me. I ain't with that. I don't like negative. Negativity, positivity is all I'm about. Positive energy. That's all I want around me. Because you have to be on my level. And when I say on my level, that means positivity. I don't want nothing negative around me. No negative vibes, no negative people. I don't care if you're family members. They already know that. You don't come around me with that negative stuff, because Danietta D. Pig, she don't want to hear it. And I don't. They know it. So, like I said, I am just feeling really good right now about myself, because I was able to get out of the relationship that I was in, and the peace of mind, y'all. Oh my God. Once I regrouped from that man, my peace of mind, oh my God, it just feels so good. And, you know, I've dibbled and dabbled and dated, and, you know, it's not a problem if I wanted to see somebody, but I just rather be by myself, because I don't like nobody. Like, if I guess from what I went through, and, you know, if I see signs of somebody trying to show some kind of control over me, it just does something to me, because I'm really the controller right now. Like I always said, from the point after, you know, messing with the ex. I just don't, I want to be married again someday, but I'm just stuck in my ways right now. So I don't even know if a man can put up with me. I really don't know if he can, because I'm not a bossy person, but I'm just not going to take no BS. I'm just not going to do it. So, you know, if I'm going to be by myself, I'll be by myself. That's just all it is. I mean, hey, it ain't like I don't have a choice, because, hey, like I told y'all, sometimes I go out there and test myself. You know, just like I had did earlier today, I went out there and test myself. And so, you know, the feedback was great. But I'm not trying to play with nobody's feelings or nothing like that. Yeah, so on to my story about my ex, because I got a lot of stories, y'all. All the stories that I tell, sometimes we were this was a stalking story. It could be a story about something he did stupid and crazy, and then it could be something that I'm just telling y'all. I got so many stories, and I could have, and I said at one point in time I was going to write a book, but it's no need for me to write a book because people want to hear it. People don't really want to read like that anymore because social media has come into existence, and I'd rather tell my stories. And like I said, if it could be somebody right now that I could be inspiring to get out of the abusive relationship that they're in. And that's all I really want to be, is to save somebody, even if it's, anybody. It could be man or woman, because men get abused too. It's not always women. People always think it's the woman, but men get abused too. Because I know for a fact, I've had a couple of my friends that, hit on their men. And I'm like, you did what? And, I never would have thought that would happen like that, but they did. But I'm not an aggressive person. I've never been an aggressive person. I don't really like to fight or nothing like that. And I think I did tell y'all that I never really had a fight, but I've had some fights before with some females now. And I beat them all. Yeah, I did. And it's true. When I lived in Lanimer Manor, this girl, I think her name was Yvette or something like that. But it's some witnesses that can prove that, and they watch my live sometime. And this other girl I fought too. And then when I was in middle school, I fought somebody. And but like I said, I don't fight, but I can fight. Even though I'm a pretty girl or whatever, I know how to fight, but I don't fight. But anyway, so let me just go back to the live. My caption was about my ex. Okay, every Sunday, well, not every Sunday, but some Sundays we used to like to go to his parents' house after church on Sundays, because his mom would cook, and that was time for us to fellowship, get together with the family and stuff like that. So this particular Sunday, my ex, of course, he drank all the time, even after the church service. So his dad don't like the idea when he drank and come around, because he's a different person. So like I said, I don't know what happened in my ex childhood, but I think because his dad was really mean back then, when he was little, my ex was little, his dad was like the neighborhood grouch, from what my ex told me. My father and ex-father-in-law used to be really mean, like a mean-spirited person, and I think he was mean to his wife. And I think that's my ex saw that. Like I told y'all, he saw his daddy treat his mama like that. So that's why he tried to do that to me. So, like I said, the daddy had gotten better years later after, he got older. And like I said, my ex was drunk after church. And so him and his dad exchanged words. And so my ex got mad. And like I said, when he got mad, my ex, he was loud, uncontrollable. He would just talk. You can't shut him up no matter what you do. And then he had these big old hands, and he would like punch a hole in a wall. He would just knock something down. He just was crazy, like, really crazy. So this particular day, my father-in-law had told my ex to get out the house. You get out. I'm about to call the police. Get out, because you're too loud, you're drunk, da-da-da. So my ex had a gun in his pocket. He got the gun out his pocket and shot it up in the air, y'all. In the house. Kids right there. I'm right here. His mother right there, and his daddy. And I could not believe he did that. I used to think all the time that it was going to be either my ex or his daddy, because they never could get along. Every time I was around them two, they would get into it. And remember the situation with, what's his name, Marvin Gaye and his daddy? That used to play in my mind. you know, I hope that don't happen like that. But yeah, he shot the gun in the house. And of course, when he did that, I think my father-in-law, he did call the police. The police came, but then my ex, you know, he always used to run. When the police come, sometimes he would just go or whatever. And I don't think nothing ever came after that. But then, you know, those were his parents, and they still would let him back in the house too after all that or whatever. So it's just a mess out here, y'all. It really is a mess. Like I said, life is something. It really is something. But I am here by the grace of God to be here, because it keeps resulting back in my mind and my head with that young lady Winter, because that could have been me. That could have been me. But God saved me for a purpose, and I know that he did. So I just wanted to say, I'm just, like I said, it just breaks my heart. And it just, the way that she died like that, she died outside. Yeah, he's still living. Yeah, he's around. He's in Colombia. He still the same. He hasn't changed. And you would have thought over the years, like what I'm talking about between him and I, this stuff happened 20 years ago, pretty much, the stuff that I'm talking about. But yeah, he's still drinking. He just went to jail, and he got out. He did about 4 months. He used to go to the county all the time, but all the charges he had, he stays with this lady, and it's his girlfriend. She like 80 years old. And so he treat her worse than he treated me. They used to get in